as if this is some sort of blight on his character. Like, young men do foolish things. I was a young man who also went really fast in cars and was fortunate enough to not get into any trouble. But I'm most surprised by it being this particular young man. Like, I would have thought that was one of the things that we kind of knew about him was he was a professional. He's a guy who's been around the game long enough because of his father. We didn't expect him to make these type of
yes, and Dion was always a professional.
We can write him off because of it, because it hasn't gone completely.
You moron. Nope.
So we're having that kind of morning here, I see. So we've lost Dominique. Now let's try Mike Tannenbaum again in this game of whack-a-mole to see whose signal is working this morning. Mike T, we'll try it again. What would you say to him if you were the GM now in Cleveland?
Remember, this guy was fired twice.
I would say, look, when we bring him in as the head coach or the quarterback, you're the most important employee.
So reliable.
Of a $6 billion enterprise.
You brought in Adam
and how
Gase.
you handle things on and off the field matter. And Mark Schlereth used to say, Greeny, preseason games, they don't count, but they matter. And how you comport yourself.
Schlereth is a moron.
And to have it happen twice,
he used to poop in the huddle.
It's not the end of the road. But let me bring
he used to pee too.
What typically happens at the end of this time of year. You set your roster and your initial sort of reps.
You choose between KFC or McDonald's.
And they're in Cleveland, Greeny, and they're saying
Cleveland.
He's done well.
Burger King franchise.
Field, but he's had these two issues off the field, albeit minor. They'll give more reps to Dylan Gabriel. Remember, every general manager has one formula on their board. Production equals tolerance, and as Roz mentioned, he's a fifth-round pick. He has not produced
You
yet.
drafted Jonathan Martin.
All right, Dominique, we've got you back again. Finish up your thought, if you would.
Yeah, I think you should just ask questions of Dan Graziano, but hopefully my signal holds on. I think that
it won't. It's get up.
What it always comes down to in football is how good can you play. Shador, we're hearing about practice things. We don't know how good he actually is going to be. If he plays really well, then obviously they're going to keep him. They'll deal with these relatively minor infractions as long as he's able to produce. And I'm really shocked that this is the particular player that is having the issue, because we always thought of him as a guy who's been around the game and a very professional guy who's going to make these decisions and has dealt with this type of spotlight since he was on reality shows as a teenager. So
yeah, that makes it real credible.
I think that it's probably not going to be a huge issue for
That's terrible. That's like the worst point I've ever heard. A reality show.
Yeah, I think that's the key. But he's not starting from a position of strength in that regard. He's not, just to use an approximate example, his father, who was the 5th overall pick in the draft, one of the greatest talents the game has ever seen. You know, he has to realize, Shedeur Sanders does,